As you might have seen, of course, this target is of course higher than the low, and that due of course of the high wave B, which is overshooting of course the fib levels. However, of course, because it was supposed to be an impulse toward the upside and to continue for higher due to the trade wars and the tensions, of course, we saw this blood right now that we are looking still at it and potentially not finished yet. Are we still gonna continue toward the downside, or are we going to reverse after we got, of course, a running flat here potentially, or a W, X, and a Y? So the answer is, of course, inside this wave right now. Let's move inside it. So inside this wave right now, we are looking at the following scenarios. We have a potentially, let me move to the daily. We have a potential A, B, and a C, yeah, that it can be finishing here. But however, for wave C, as you can see, if you have a 1, 2, 3, and your wave 4 interfered with the zone 1, again, invalidation of a wave C. Transferring this into much more complex structure where you see, of course, a W, and you got an X potentially, and you're looking for a wave, a Y potentially as a zigzag here, after an impulse, a correction, and a potential, of course, impulse to the downside. Again, continuation to hit this blue box as expected in the all-time history before. If we dive even deeper inside it on the 1 hour chart, we can see, of course, after this W, X, and we're looking for a wave Y after an impulse here. Potentially, we have a wave B finished, can be finished, of course, as 3 waves, and you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Or potentially in the bullish scenario, if you are bullish, of course, and you are recovering for Apple here, you are looking, of course, at a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning you have a zigzag for 1. You got your wave 2 as a corrective wave potentially, but it looks impulsive. And of course, we're looking for a wave 3, 4, and a 5 later on. Because of this wave looks impulsive, let's dive inside it. You can see, of course, clearly that you have 1, 2, and potentially wave 3 here. After having a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for your wave 3, you're looking right now for a wave 4 and potentially continuation toward the downside. And that means, of course, an impulse, a correction, and another impulse for a wave Y here. As we mentioned, because you would like to finish a wave C, potentially, of course, in a zigzag. And that means, of course, your wave B has a potential finished topped here, and you're moving towards the downside, unless, of course, we see higher prices again, and then continuation, of course, of this leading diagonal in case it wants to form. It's not necessarily to be very aggressive as it showed, but yeah, this is the idea only here. It might be, of course, something like this, guys. Yeah, so it depends on the next price action. We start to get much clearer trend for this direction in case we move for higher. So I'm talking about this as well, leading diagonal, because of course, as we see, there is a potential in the NDX and the SPX as well, a potential of leading diagonal, so it might, of course, align with it on Apple as well. So the key levels to be watched, of course, in case we are in a bearish scenario, you would like to see a 4 and a 5. If we get one more leg toward the downside, this is much higher confirmation of an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You finished wave 1, wave 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5 to hit, of course, this box as A, B, and a C. This is, of course, higher confirmation when you get inside a bearish market. A higher confirmation for the leading diagonal, of course, is a formation of a new impulse toward the upside. If we see, of course, impulse correction, impulse for wave 3, therefore we start to, of course, tend to be much higher possibility for this scenario. Currently, we are in a higher possibility towards the downside for a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Invalidation of this scenario, by the way, is your wave 1 to be taken here. So let's say invalidation of bearish. Okay, so this is the price where you would like to see invalidation of bearish. Why? Because, of course, if the price wave 4 interfere in the zone 1, means, of course, this is invalidation of the impulse, corrective wave finished ABC, and you're looking for a wave 3 towards the upside. That was it for Apple. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.